Hey, Chris here, welcome back to the channel. In this video we'll be getting onto the laptop and I'll show you how I've set up my filters over on the Rebel Betting software, which I have had very good success with, and I feel that by using these settings it'll set you up for a really good chance to make some nice profits from value betting. So wasting no time at all and jumping onto the laptop here, we can see that here we're just on the main dashboard. So this is the bet section where it's just going to show you any fresh bets that are popping up. But to look at filters, we want to click on the options tab there at the bottom sort of left-hand corner, bottom middle, bottom left. And that's going to bring up this screen here. So we've got options, filters, bookmaker, and user. So we need to go over to filters. And the way we need to set this up, or not need to, but the way I feel it works best, is you want to have the bookmakers, so soft bookmakers, set up separately to the exchanges. I found this works really, really well. So here on this first filter, just called simply default filter, says bookmakers, and then for what I'm doing at the moment, I just have Bet365 bets showing up. But obviously going forward, I'll be setting up different bookies there. So you would just put in all of the bookmakers that you're using into that list. Then for value percentage, I actually have my minimum value at 6%. So you would just pop a 6 in there. Then max value 15. Now, the reason behind the minimum 6%, for those of you that haven't heard me mention this before, is anything that's over 3% is what the software recommends you get on. So for me, I just feel like, okay, I've doubled what they recommend and put 6 in there. So that should, in theory, then be much, much better for making better profit. So that's just the way I'm looking at it. It means I'm not getting as many bets through, but when you get them through, they're better quality bets. And with the max 15%, the reason for that is you don't want to be getting on sort of huge value bets, like some are like 45%, especially with unrestricted accounts, because you'll get your account banned or gubbed, whichever way you want to call it, very, very quickly. So 15% is still really, really good, but you're not taking the biscuit with it. You're just getting on max of 15. Now, with regards to the odds, I go for minimum 1.4 and then a maximum of 3.2. Then time to match start, I go for 60 hours. Just to quickly explain the reasoning behind the odds there. So 1.4 to 3.2, you stick with those sort of lower odds there so that the variance isn't a huge swing. Like you wouldn't put the max odds of say 20, because then if all the bets that you were getting on, say, back odds of 18 or 19, you would potentially go a very long streak without any bets winning. So that's why we go for those minimum and max odds there. The time to match start at most 60 hours is basically so that you can have bets finishing and you can use that money again for another value bet, rather than if it's over 60 hours away from the match starting, the event starting, you're obviously having to wait much longer to get your money back out of that bet. Beneath that, you just have the options to have it enabled. So with that ticked, it just means that that filter is active there, as it says there. One thing I find with this is when you scroll over anything, it's very good how it then sort of gives you a bit of information to do with, what it is that you're looking at. But pin to top there, I'll explain about that in a second. So what we need to do now is you could just click save, and that would then save that filter for you. And then you click add new filter. So this is that having exchanges set up separately to the bookmakers. So once you clicked add new filter, just simply call it exchanges, or that's what I've done. Call it what you want, but I'll just call it exchanges. And these are, like the name suggests, just the exchanges here. So for my testing that I'm doing, for my strategy I'm doing, I'm just having Betfair bets come up for me at the moment. That could change going forward, but that's just how it is for now. With value percentage on exchanges, I find that 3 to 4.5 on the minimum and max value percentage works really well, because you can't just say, give me anything over 6 and under 15 with exchanges, because you'll go onto it, the value will have already gone when it's such good value bet. So you have to get on it at 3 or more. And with 4.5, of course, you would want to get on bets that are over 4.5% with an exchange because you can't get banned from an exchange. But the only thing is, I've found that anything over 4.5% has always been like not, you go to click on it and then by the time you get there, the value's gone, like the liquidity's been taken up. So by having it max 4.5, I've found I'm able to get on many, many more bets with those value percentages there. With the odds, slightly different to the bookmaker odds, so minimum 1.2, max 2.8 there. Then again, you have that, so time to match start at most 100 hours, because with the exchanges, you want a bit more sort of scope there, a bit more time horizon to find more bets, because you have to be sort of less picky. Like you can be very picky with the bookmakers, but with exchanges, you have to kind of just get on whatever is available that's still good value. You have the enable button ticked still so that it will show them up for you. And then with this pin to top, you click that and select it as pinned. Then go ahead and click save. Now, when you're on your bet section, if we just go back to that, that pinned box ticked there will actually mean that, so for example, at the moment I have Bet365 showing here, and if any Betfair bets come through, it will pin them above that. So literally, instead of it, if a Betfair bet comes through, it's like 3.5% value. That'll just go on the top of this 7.2%, even though it's obviously not as good, but I've set that up to be pinned so it's shown at the very top. The reason for that being you really want to place the exchange bets as quickly as possible because they do disappear much quicker than the bookmakers. If you've yet to get started with Rebel Betting, I've left a free trial link below in the description, as well as a 50% off your first month of Pro membership, which is pretty good, I think, because it's basically costing you the same as what the starter membership is, but you're getting the Pro membership for that first month there. If you've had any value from this video, full pun intended, value betting, please do press the like button below. And until next time, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.